Today, we are diving deep into a fascinating study that really gets to the heart of what it takes to be a successful leader in today's world. We're talking about unlocking the secrets of global management. Think about it. Business today is totally global. Your team might be in 3 different time zones, your market is everywhere, and your competition? Well, they could be anywhere. So it begs the question, what does it really take to lead when borders don't matter anymore? All right, so here's our game plan. We'll start with the big picture, the global challenge. Then we'll try to pin down what a global manager even is. From there, we'll hear from the real experts, get our hands on their success toolkit and the 4 golden rules they all swear by. And finally, we'll wrap it all up into what's called a global mindset. So let's set the stage. The modern business world is, to put it mildly, in constant flux. It's not just complex, it's incredibly volatile. Things changed on a dime. 1 minute everything is fine, the next, a supply chain snaps or a new competitor just appears out of nowhere. To navigate this kind of chaos, companies are desperately looking for a new type of leader. Someone who can operate across all these different cultures, markets, and time zones, and actually steer the ship forward, not just keep it from sinking. But here's the problem. We throw around this term, global manager, all the time, but what does it actually mean? If you ask 10 different people, you'll probably get 10 different answers. It's surprisingly fuzzy. See, the classic view of a manager's job is pretty neat and tidy. You've got these clear buckets, interpersonal roles like being a leader, informational roles like being a spokesperson, and decisional roles. It's a framework that's been around for ages. But the second you go global, that neat little picture just shatters. Some experts argue there's no such thing as one global manager. Instead, it's more like a super team of specialists. You've got a country manager sensing what's happening on the ground, a functional manager scanning the world for ideas, and a business manager playing strategist, all working together. It gets complicated fast. So, to cut through all that theory and get some real answers, researchers did the smartest thing possible. They went straight to the people who are actually living this reality day in and day out. They sat down and had really deep, in-depth conversations with 13 highly experienced global managers. And listen, these weren't just executives from one industry. We're talking about a super diverse group of expatriate leaders, from business, from government, even from NGOs, all of them on the front lines, navigating the complexities of working internationally in Thailand. And what they discovered is basically a practical toolkit for anyone who wants to succeed in a global role. This is where we stop talking theory and start talking about what actually works. So, out of everything they could have said, what do you think came out on top? Was it financial skills, marketing genius? Nope. The top 3 most mentioned skills were all about your mindset. Being flexible, being open-minded, and having patience. Flexibility was number 1 by a long shot. The core idea here is to walk into any situation assuming your plan is probably going to have to change. You have to be ready for a different outcome because making assumptions is, without a doubt, the quickest route to failure. Next up, open-mindedness. And this is so much more than just being nice. It's a powerful strategic tool. When you make a real effort to see the world through someone else's eyes, you earn respect, you open doors, and you get insights you would have totally missed otherwise. And number 3, patience. Oh man, this one is huge. Local ways of doing things, local mindsets, these things have been built over generations. You can't just show up and expect everything to change tomorrow. You've got to be willing to play the long game. Of course, the toolkit has a few more items. You've got to be adaptable, sure, but you also need to combine sharp analytical thinking with genuine empathy. And maybe most importantly, you have to be incredibly observant. You need a high cultural IQ to really read the room and understand what's going on beneath the surface. Okay, so that's the toolkit, the personal traits. But how do you put them into practice? Well, it turns out there were 4 very practical rules of engagement that every single one of these experts agreed on. I'm not kidding, 100%. Every single one of the 13 managers said these 4 things are absolutely, positively non-negotiable if you want to succeed. And here they are, the 4 golden rules. First, be a sponge. Learn constantly. Second, don't try to be a hero. Use your networks. Third, and this is crucial, get out from behind the screen and actually talk to people on the ground. And fourth, never, ever underestimate your local team. They are your most valuable resource, period. So, when you take all these skills and all these rules and put them together, you get something really powerful. The researchers call it a global mindset. It's basically a framework for success in this interconnected world. And this whole framework, it all starts with the right inputs. A great global manager is constantly taking in information about the market, about the local culture, about the hidden expertise that's already inside their own company. So why do all this? What's the point of managing all those inputs? Well, the goal is to produce a really critical output: more great global leaders. It's about building a pipeline of talent that can keep pushing the business forward, no matter where in the world that is. You know, if you boil it all down, it comes to this one powerful insight from the study. True global leadership isn't just about managing other people. It starts with managing yourself. It's about having deep self-awareness and then having the wisdom to rely on the local people you work with. So, as we wrap this up, the big question really isn't about them, it's about you. What are you going to do with this? What's the one small thing you can do this week to start building your own global mindset?